And I just wanted to share this with you. Yes, this is Hell Realm, but we can obviously experience and create art, beauty, poetry. We can share ideas with each other. We can share laughter with each other. We can be kind to each other. We can be helpful and thoughtful towards each other. And this piece is called Mirror, Mirror. Obviously, it's a mirror reflection of a ballerina that I created. We bring the goodness into this realm. If there are miracles here, they come from within us, not from the realm itself. The realm itself is basically a realm of evil, suffering, torture, starvation, natural disasters, diseases, parasites, endless stuff like that. Pain, okay? There's major pain. If you add it up, somehow if you could total up the pain of suffering of humanity, of each being, and all the animals, it's off the charts. Okay, that's the design of this realm. So, on to the video here. I'm sure I've kept you waiting long enough.
Thank you for clicking. So the question is, why does God allow such evil atrocities to occur in our world?
Sorry to pause it so quickly, but I think this is the wrong question. Because the way they're framing this is, why does God allow such evil? Well, what created evil? This being, right? Right here, God. What created a realm of suffering? What created a realm of over 10,000 diseases for human beings? What created a realm with thousands of parasites, thousands of types of parasites, and ticks and leeches and mosquitoes that carry diseases and rats that carry disease, all the disease carriers of this realm, cockroaches? Do you see any use for those? You ever been into a place that's infested with cockroaches, for example? What's the point of that? What created that? For the believers in the God, I'm highlighting it right here, okay? I know it doesn't feel good for the ones that want to believe there's some, all-powerful, benevolent being out there that cares about you and, because I know how they're setting this up. Why does God allow it? Allow. I'm highlighting that. I'm emphasizing it. Why does God allow such evil atrocities? Well, who created this realm? Who created these beings, the imperfect beings? Who created earthquakes? Who created tornadoes? Who created hurricanes? Oh, okay. Who created volcanoes and volcanic eruptions? Oh, okay. Lightning that strikes people? Kills sometimes their children? Who created leukemia for children? Who created all the deformities that children are born with? There's millions that are deformed in this realm or handicapped, like severely disabled with lifelong debilitating disabilities. Wheelchair bound, for example, blind for life, or both. Nonverbal for life in a wheelchair where they can't express their pain, what they feel, that they're not feeling well. They have to be cared for 24/7. What kind of a life is that? Is that free will? Did they choose that? Did these children choose that? No. So I know what this is setting up. They always frame it this way. Why does God allow such evil atrocities? Well, of course, because all evil's humans created by, are humans creating earthquakes that destroy homes and kill people? Hurricanes that level cities sometimes and flood them? Really? I mean, it's not free will. Nobody's choosing that. Okay? The 10,000 diseases for humans that they've documented. Right? Who created a realm of suffering, pain, and evil and disease? Who created a realm in which evil is actually rewarded? It's not just allows evil. Evil's rewarded here by the way this place is designed. It's set up that way. For evil to rule and for evil to be rewarded. And for good deeds and good people to be punished for doing good. It's obviously not my design or the way I would want it. I wouldn't design a realm like this fucked up hell realm. So I know how people set things up. They set it up that way so that later they can say, well, it's our free will. I just named a whole bunch of things that have nothing to do with free will of humans. They're not creations of humans. Humans don't create earthquakes and hurricanes and tornadoes. And yes, I'm aware that some people will say there's weather manipulation and all that going on. I'm aware of that. I didn't just wake up yesterday. Go back 500 years. There were earthquakes documented and tornadoes and hurricanes and huge storms and worldwide floods thousands of years ago. You think that humans created those? So don't try that stupid shit. That's dumb. That's avoiding the main argument. It truly is. It truly is. How about you start off by being honest with yourself before you write a comment like that?
And if God is all-powerful and a loving, compassionate...
Oh, well, if God is this, how's that possible? I mean, look at this realm. Doesn't that show you that isn't even close and it could not possibly be true? Take an honest look at this realm and the way that it's designed, not the way humans are behaving. Forget about humans for a moment. Life eats life all day long. Animals are eating other animals all day long. Under the soil, worms, bacteria, on the land, under the sea, and in the sky. Everywhere you look, from predatory birds to whales, blue whales, to the largest mammals, to the smallest worms and insects and bacteria, microbes and all that stuff. On every level, life eats life here all day long. It's all eating each other. That's the design of nature. That's God's design, man. That's God's design. How can that be loving and compassionate? Watch some nature films of animals being eaten alive, and then tell me that.
And furthermore, if evil is a part of our world, does that mean God created evil to inflict?
Well, it says in your Bible that God did create evil. Created good and evil, darkness and light. It says right in the Bible that God created evil. Your Bible. It's not mine. Bible. Bible. You know, greatest story ever told, they call it sometimes. Or the good book and it's full of evil. I mean, it's incredible how they warp everything and people buy it. So I don't know if this Chad guy's just a complete fool, naive, or just an agent, because he's been shown all this stuff. And of course, this is very telling. 137,000 subscribers. How did he reach that level? You don't think he's been promoted by the system, by YouTube? And there he is tagging, you know, hashtag Tom Campbell. Again, I mean, I've debunked Tom Campbell. If you want to look up those videos on my channel, I'm just shaking my head. So I think it's on purpose that this Chad guy from Open Your Reality is pushing this shit. That's the way I see it. And there are people that have come to the Sanity Machine from this channel, and they've had their eyes opened. They didn't have their eyes open on, quote, Open Your Reality, but they had their eyes opened over here. And they've said this to me, so it's not just me boasting. They've told me this. They told me this.
What is the truth about these questions? We're about to find out. So please like, share, and subscribe so we...
So this looks like mainstream. I like a mainstream YouTube channel with all this bullshit, this cartoony shit with the bell and the share and the thumbs up and all this stuff, right? The graphics. It's playing to a low-level audience, basically. You know? Looks like television, Netflix, or a video game, or something familiar to normies. If you want to call them normies, you could call them zombies. At this point, I don't care. Like, I try not to call them NPCs because I can't say that there are people here. You know, everyone here might have a soul. I don't know for sure. I can't determine that. But I do know that some have come to my channel from this channel, and they're not soulless. They're not stupid. They just were on a journey, and they happen to be on this channel. And once they found out about my channel, and, you know, El Diablo or someone else, helpers for the Sanity Machine, we'll call them, other subscribers from my channel, helped a lot of people. Posted a lot of comments here telling them, hey, check out the Sanity Machine. He did an analysis video on this, and it helped a lot of them come over to my channel, and they're not soulless NPCs here. So I don't look at these names and say, oh, it's just an NPC. I don't dehumanize them and write them off that way. They all have a chance, you know, especially if they get away from channels like this one. You know, this guy's Open Your Reality, this Chad character, and he is a character. I think he's playing a role. That's what I see. Am I 100% sure of that? No, I'm not. How could I be 100% sure? It's like somebody saying, well, prove it. What do you want? Like me to DNA test the guy? Or I don't know how to give you absolute proof. I'm just giving you the best that I can with the information that I have available and with my intuition and what I see and what he promotes. I mean, the guy promotes Tom Campbell more than anybody that I think I've ever seen in my time on YouTube, anywhere.
We can get this party started. This is a little bit of a complicated answer. It's not so simple. I've said it many times.
I don't know. He should have Tom Campbell written there, or have Tom Campbell rules, or Team Tom Campbell, or maybe Team Tom Campbell pajamas or boxers or something. I mean, this guy's in love with Tom Campbell, basically. And I'm not saying that in a G rhymes with hey way. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, he's got a crush on Tom Campbell. It's his idol or something. He's obsessed with the guy. Is that a kerchief or? It's not a babushka, but I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I'm focused on that. I don't care how the guy looks. It's his message and what he's saying that I totally disagree with. But I am going to have some fun when I make videos. So the people that get their granny panties in a twist and say, oh, ad hominems, he said something about what he's wearing on his head. Well, I am going to, you know, give my spontaneous, unfiltered, off-the-cuff, blunt comments. And some people like that, where I say something that's kind of shocking or surprising, or I blurt something out. And, you know, a lot of people don't talk that way, and they find the humor in it. So if I can give someone a little bit of a laugh today, I'm going to do it, because that's one of the best medicines there is some laughter. So here you go, kerchief boy. Headscarf boy, dude rag. What is it? Is it a do rag or a dude rag? Is it a dude rag or do rag? I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what the fuck that is. But sometimes this guy wears the colored contacts and, you know, changes his eyes. He's just he's something else.
Before, but the Creator is all loving, and He created all this and gave us free will.
He's going there. He's all loving. How so? The brutality, the cruelty here, the cruelty of diseases that cause massive suffering, and free will had no role in it. Zero. It wasn't the free will of them, the child that has it. It wasn't the free will of the parents that caused it. Like, this guy just does not get it. Or he's choosing not to get it, if you see what I mean. There are people that, it's not just Chad from this channel. They choose not to get it. They choose to put a blindfold on. They choose ignorance. It's willful ignorance. Because he's been told. He's been told in comments right on his videos. All I had to do was read those comments and think about it and go, yeah, that's true about this realm, what they're saying. There's so much suffering here that has zero to do with free will. It's part of the design of this realm. It was designed this way. It's unavoidable. Your free will, or your choices, I don't think we have free will really, but your choices, like petty little choices, pissant choices in life, don't cause childhood leukemia. Don't create a massive earthquake that can destroy a city or a country, okay? Or flood a whole country. Or swamp them with a hurricane with devastating winds and floods. Everything else.
So that we can make whatever choices we want within our limited decision space. And by giving us free will, the Creator fully realized that
Sorry for breaking in so quickly, but this is so goddamn cheesy. The imagery here that he's using, I'll rewind it so it's not broken up so much so you can just hear it through, but try to remember where I left off, 54 seconds. It's just so fucking cheesy, man. It really is.
And it created all this and gave us free will, so that we can make whatever choices we want within our limited decision space. And by giving us free will, the Creator fully realized that a lot of bad stuff could go down. However, it was better than controlling us. By controlling us, that's determinism. It realized that if it controlled everybody's actions and thoughts, that there would be no variability, there would be no possibilities. It would just be one mind. You might as well just create a bunch of robots. So the creator lives through us. We are the eyes and ears of the creator. We're the ones that go out and have these experiences, and the creator is able to experience everything through us. But the creator didn't intentionally create evil in the world.
Oh, no? No? What about parasites that cause tremendous pain in people's intestines for years? How about that? Children with leukemia and all these, like, tons of disorders and diseases that I don't even know the names of. Deformities. Horrendous stuff. Tremendous suffering. So the quote creator can experience that? What sickness would that be? To feel that through a child's suffering. And they created that suffering. They created that disease to exist. They invented it. They thought it up. Really? Really? Created a realm of life eating life all day long, every second of every single day. Horrendous. Sickening when you really think about it. And that's a big breakthrough for some that arrive on my channel that have never truly thought of that. Once they're here and they start thinking about this stuff. And some of them react and lash out at me like, oh, you're so negative, you're whatever. But others really get it. They're like, oh, no, Stephen's not negative for mentioning the truth of this realm and the design. He's just saying what exists. He's just showing you what's already there. And once you look at it yourself, you'll see it and go, damn, that is a really sick and sadistic design. It didn't have to be this way, but it was designed this way by something. If you really think about that, you might see this realm entirely different and your so-called, quote, God, end quote, or quote, creator, end quote. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. I would call that thing a monster. Monster in which no words are strong enough, potent enough to describe how sick it is. Sick, disgusting, hideous, sadistic, evil. That's what it is. Corrupted and rotten to the core. So the quote free will thing is just an excuse. It's a cover-up. Just like they feed you that karma bullshit like it's all your fault. That's what it boils down to. Look at the eyes. They try to blame you for the evil in this realm, and you didn't create this realm, I didn't create this realm. And that really gets some of their backs up, demons. When I say, I didn't create this realm. How can you blame me for evil existing here? I didn't create this realm or design it. They don't like that. Demons do not like that. They'll say, well, you eat animals. Well, animals are eating animals all day long. Everywhere in nature. That is nature. And I try to be far, far less cruel than nature in what I buy for food. I try to buy cruelty-free, free range. If I buy eggs, free range eggs and all that stuff, organic free range and pay the extra money. I'm not saying I'm rich. It does get expensive, especially with prices these days. Free range chickens. I try to do it as humanely as I can. Buy from small farms, all that kind of stuff. But they don't consider that. Of course, on YouTube, these demons that are vegans will just say, well, you're cruel and you buy from slaughterhouses and you do that. They just make false assumptions all the time. That's what they do. They really don't care about the truth. And that's something I've really struck upon, I think, more than most channels, at least in recent years on YouTube. There's a few, but years ago it used to be different, the quote community on YouTube. I've shown that most truth channels don't give a shit about the truth. It's the last thing they care about. And quote truthers. They don't care about what's true even about one person, much less what's true in general overall. For the realm, reality, this realm, the afterlife, they don't care about the truth about one person. If they have bias against you like they do against me, they'll lie their asses off to slander you, smear you. They don't care about the truth, and they show it, which I tell people, it shows that they have no credibility. When they lie about me, how can you trust them on other things? Okay? Just think about it. Think about that. When they've lied about me, all their credibility is gone.
It's because of us. We, unfortunately, as a collective conscious, do not have a very high quality of consciousness right now, at least relatively speaking.
So there goes the blame on humans and who created consciousness, who made humanity conscious. The creator. So in the end, it all is on their back. That's not me shifting the blame. That's not me saying, hey, I'm not responsible if I do evil. No, I am responsible for myself and what I do. But I didn't create this evil realm, and I'll never take responsibility for something that I did not do.
So all those things we see, like war, brutality, crime, we call that evil, but it's truly the result.
So I want to jump in here, sorry, but they always go to that war, which is very vague, broad, right? War, brutality, crime, stuff like that, right? Or murder, or, a bad person. They never address the evil that's part of the design, life eating life all day long, the quote natural disasters or quote acts of God, end quote, like firestorms, earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, massive floods, worldwide floods sometimes. Floods that cover a whole state, like of the United States. There's been floods that have covered multiple states in my lifetime. Massive damage. Then there's worldwide floods, worldwide events like that. That's the design of the realm. That has nothing to do with people being bad, making bad choices, free will, people doing, it has nothing to do with it. So there you go. All the diseases, thousands and thousands and thousands of diseases. And I know where some people try to defend. They're nuts, man. They say, well, it's just the jabba dabba do. There's thousands of diseases that existed long, long before any needles. Long before that. I'm sorry, but you're way off when it comes to that. You just want to blame people. You're afraid to blame the creator and look at the evil design of this realm. It boils down to that. You're afraid to look at the truth. You're afraid because you're afraid of your creator that you imagine in the sky is going to judge you one day. You're afraid of that thing. So you don't want to blame anything on that. You think by blaming humans it'll go easy on you. Wrong. It'll just get you recycled. That's what will happen. That's my view. You don't have to agree. You're free to disagree, but that's how I see it. Kissing the ass of evil is not going to get you out of here. It's not going to help you. You have Stockholm syndrome, and you live in fear. So much so you're afraid to speak the truth about the evil design of this realm.
Almost every week, sometimes every day. And they start building and building on people's consciousness, weighing in on people, and people say, hey, how can a loving God allow so many atrocities like this to happen every single day? Like if there was a loving God, he would stop it.
How could a loving God design a realm to have earthquakes that kill thousands, including children? That's for starters. You won't address that, though, because that's part of the design. It has nothing to do with free will. So you're dishonest in your whole argument, blaming humanity. You're completely dishonest because you're avoiding facts. It's lies by omission. He's omitting all the evil that's part of the design that's made by the creator, or creators, plural, of this realm. Lies by omission. He's been told in his comments, in previous videos.
Stopped it, then it would take away our free will. And we want to have these endless possibilities for the creator to experience.
Oh yeah, it's all about the creator experience, and sort of jump in again, but the loving God, the all-loving God can never interfere, but evil and demons and demiurge and all these forces, they can do endless evil here and interfere and fuck with your life, and you can be going fine and all of a sudden you're struck down with a deadly disease or a chronic chronic pain or something that's just torture to people, and no intervention there can be made. But this matrix system can just come along and cause complete devastation and horrors, and you could be in something could come flying out of nowhere and cause you to be in a horrendous accident where you're paralyzed or they have to amputate your legs and do all this horrible stuff, and you have years of pain recovering or horribly burned, but nothing good can interfere, right, to help you out. I mean, evil can interfere endlessly here, but good can't, right? That makes perfect sense to this guy and to Tom Campbell, his hero. I mean, God damn. People that follow this, it's frustrating, that's all. It's just like, he makes no sense. It's nonsense. What he's giving you here is 2 + 2 = pineapple under a bus, okay? Getting squashed under the wheels of a bus. It's just a mess.
And the good are human judgments as well. So I hope all that makes...
Oh, so he's making an argument saying we have to have the bad and the good, like duality. The way this realm's set up, we have to. There's no other choice but to have a realm like this one, right? The creator had to set it up this way with duality. Had to. Really. And how can people outside of this realm, out of body, experience totally different things without this duality and good and evil? Wow. But the creator needs to experience all this? What is it, feeding from us? Is that what you're saying? Feeding like Lush from our... Is that what you're getting at from our experiences? You won't call it that because you don't want to paint it in a quote negative end quote light, right? But the creator needs these experiences. Why? Why does it have to experience pain through me? Or suffering or sadness or grief when I lose loved ones and I'm there watching them dying? Why does your creator, because it's not mine, I don't call it that, I call it a monster, but why does it need to experience this through me? Fuck that. I'm not going to be used for that fucking thing.
To the end, big thank you to all the people.
Oh, thanks, Chad. Your creator is a parasite then. It wants to experience all this suffering through people. Sickening, man. That's disgusting.
On Patreon and all the people.
The prayer hands. The new cage, your prayer hands, like the emojis that have those, prayer hands. Oh, man, he's so cliche. He really is. Damn. And if some people will say, they wonder, hey, Steven, how come you make videos like this? You're critical of this guy, or why do you care? Well, look at 221 likes on this video already from 11 hours ago, 1.4 thousand views. He's got 137,000 subscribers. He's trapping a lot of people in a bubble. Bubble, you could call it a bubble, echo chamber, you could call it a cage, the new cage. Call it whatever you like, whatever you want to call it. It's fine by me. But, I want these people to see beyond this shit. And I'm making videos like this in hopes that if they do a search, let's say, maybe they don't just go by whenever a new video comes up as a subscriber. So maybe some of them will search this topic or open your reality, and I'll have a hashtag and it'll come up in the YouTube search, and they might come across my video, or maybe some of my subscribers will let them know that, hey, the Sanity Machine did an analysis video of this one. Check it out. And they'll get another perspective. Okay, I don't expect them to watch my video and instantly nod their heads and agree and say, yes, correct about everything. I don't expect that. But maybe they'll get another perspective and consider what I've said in this video, hopefully. And I'm making this up just to summarize, I'm making this in hopes that it helps. Because I don't like this. I don't like seeing thousands of people, over 100,000, 137,000, in what I consider to be a mental trap. On their way to the recycling bin. It bothers me. It really does. I don't like that. It bothers me. Stuff like that will keep me up at night and give me insomnia. And I'm not kidding about that. Many nights I've been up till 4 or 5 a.m. And I tried to fall asleep before 3 a.m. and I'm just like thinking about this stuff, like how can I help these people break free from these cults of no personality? And it's just, it will weigh on your mind and it will weigh on your heart if you care about beings that, if they have access to more information, they're not soulless NPCs. When they see another perspective that they've never seen before or heard before, a lot of times they get it. But they're kind of like gatekept and trapped on channels like this, okay? And that's what happens. That's how YouTube is designed. That's how this whole fucking system is beyond YouTube. That's how this whole realm is designed. And it bothers me. I've always admitted to that. It does bother me. That's one thing that does bother me. And I don't even know how to turn that part of it into comedy to make people laugh or what. But it's sickening. It really is. And it's painful to know that there are good people. And obviously, I'll try my best to reach them myself in any way I can. And I do want to open their minds to another perspective, okay? So that they could see my perspective, which is completely different from what he's pushing here, and say to themselves, which one of these makes sense or which one makes more sense. Get what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. So no, my video is not a quote attack video, which some people label this stuff, and it's just it's not accurate, okay? And it's slimy to do that. That's the way I see it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'll see everybody in the next video. And if you have any questions for me, drop them below. All right. See you.
Yeah, drop your comments below, because I don't remember the last time I saw this guy commenting. There are replies to some of these, but I'll bet none of them are Chad. And that's the way it works. I mean, he really doesn't have any contact or much to do with his subscribers in the comments, much interaction, you could say. He's just detached and doing this for money. That's the way I look at it, doing it for donations. And that's the way it comes across. I'm going to click here. Of course, you can support him on Patreon, of course, on PayPal. There's merchandise you can buy. I I would say this is different than the PayPal and the Patreon, because with the merchandise, you actually, I'm guessing you get a physical object, like maybe a shirt that says open reality or something, some tangible physical item that you purchased, where you actually get something for your money. So I would say this is different. All right. But hey, you can view it however you want. I'm just giving my views here. And Tom Campbell, hashtag, and, you know, sponsorships he's asking for. Wow. Wow. Man, this video, I really hope that you enjoyed watching this. Hope you got something out of this video. Hopefully it provokes you to see more, or maybe you just relate to what I said and you already see what I have said in this video, or, you know, maybe you disagree, but you're free to comment. And I do respond to comments. I do read my comments. Take care, everyone. Hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.